It's scary to me. You took an oath. You are the sheriff of this county. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
There's no reason for you guys to put your hands on me and search me and do what you do, because this is not Nazi Germany. This is the United States of America.
Are you going to allow him to violate my rights this way?
He's telling you what to do.
In a world where corrupt authorities often reign supreme, it is satisfying to see a few educated civilians turning the tables and teaching them the law. In today's video, we are looking at the moments these unprofessional officers got a taste of true bravery. Starting off with our first case, officers tried to bully and intimidate a free citizen into submission, but wouldn't get any satisfaction out of it this time.
It's scary to me. You took an oath. You are the sheriff of this county. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
On August 4th, 2024, the one and only Long Island Audit Channel owner Sean would be filming at the Limestone County Sheriff's Department in Alabama when he had the misfortune of running into two of the most disgraceful cops to don the badge.
Who are you? And your name?
Jacob Rupp, RUPP.
I'm sorry? I can't hear you.
What are you doing?
I'm just taking some pictures and video of the facility
Why?
for my own personal use. What are you doing?
There's a guy out there trying to film the jail.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I was going to go to lunch.
The officer stared at Sean like he was going to be his lunch, but this was just the beginning of his useless tactics.
Don't let me stop you.
You're not stopping me.
Still following me around, correctional officer. See, the correctional officer's jobs are to monitor the inmates, not free men and women walking around in public.
Use my likeness in your field.
I'm sorry, sir, I can't hear you. Your truck is very loud.
You don't have my permission to use my likeness in your film.
I don't have your permission to use your likeness.
Yeah, you're not using my image on your film.
Well, we're in public.
That would be a perfectly valuable request if the officer was a citizen, not a public government servant, therefore liable to a certain standard. However, in the next few moments, the officer failed to meet several of those public standards.
You're in public, aren't you?
Not on your camera, I'm not.
You are in public. This is a public place. We're in public. You have security cameras here filming me.
What I'm saying is I don't know what you're doing.
I would appreciate it if you backed away from me. I would appreciate that. Just back away.
But what I can say,
I would appreciate it if you backed away from me.
you're in public.
You're standing inches from me. Back away.
You're in public.
Back away.
This is the same kind of intimidation tactic that I would expect from a middle schooler in an ego contest. Imagine being an officer responsible for keeping hardened criminals in line, yet being this fragile.
Go enjoy your lunch. This is not what you want to do.
What's the name of your YouTube page?
You want to go to lunch. That's what you want to do. You don't want to do this. There's no reason for it. You thought you were going to intimidate me coming up on me like that. Didn't work, did it? Didn't back up an inch. Now please back up and de-escalate. Or go get your supervisor. Can you call a supervisor? Because this guy is trying to intimidate me.
We got David.
You intimidate those guys in there, you ain't going to intimidate me.
Go to lunch may not have been the best thing to say to him on Sean's part, as that moment the officer was practically eyeing him up like he would have been a Happy Meal.
Stop trying to intimidate me. Tyrant. I'd like to speak to a supervisor, sir.
I'm the supervisor here right now,
You're a supervisor here right now? You're sergeant?
but I will talk to you if you turn that off. I don't want my likeness used either.
Right, I understand that you guys have a problem with likenesses being used. I get all that, Sarge.
Now, these are probably the same type of goofballs that share Punisher pictures on Facebook and think of themselves as rugged soldiers, when in fact they're just two donuts that managed to fit into a uniform.
But what he can't do is try and intimidate members of the public. And you as a supervisor allowed it to happen.
We will have a deputy here shortly. You can talk to him.
You allowed that as a supervisor to happen, for him to come up in my space and intimidate me.
You You cannot video inside
This is a public lobby.
Do not videotape in this building.
The supervisor seemed hell-bent on trying to deny Sean from every space open to the public, allowing his own emotions and ego to rule his judgment.
I don't consent to using my likeness on your security camera footage. Just so you know. Hi, ma'am. I was looking to get a complaint form. No problem. Take your time.
Sir, so my higher-ups are at lunch right now. We don't have complaint forms. You can talk to somebody and file a complaint.
Right, so there's no form that exists to file a complaint against a correctional officer?
Not at my office, no.
Not at your office.
No.
Where is the main sheriff's department?
So this is the main sheriff's department.
Well, isn't that just convenient? Can't have any complaints about your actions as a public servant if it's virtually impossible for anyone to complain.
Hey, how are you? Good, how are you doing? Are you with the Limestone County Sheriff's Office? Yes. Just a quick question for you. Okay. I was told that there doesn't exist complaint forms to file a complaint against a deputy or a correctional officer in this case. Do you know that
Not a form.
like a form, like a complaint form, like somebody comes into the sheriff's department and says, "Hey, I want to file a complaint against deputy so and so."
Sure.
You just speak to a supervisor. There's no form you fill out.
Yeah. So, not that I know. There's not, because I'm just patrol deputy.
Okay.
If you do want to make a complaint, you can just
Speak to
call
a
up here
supervisor.
Monday through Friday and report it to our captain.
Ah, yes, I'm sure that is a wonderfully efficient process. If I, for example, wanted to make a complaint against the captain perhaps, who would I go to? The captain, of course, so he can look through it thoroughly and then excuse himself.
Hey, Josh.
Requested to talk to me?
Yes.
Sheriff?
Yes, sir. I would love to speak to you. That's basically everything that transpired, Sheriff.
Here's the deal, man. You're welcome to film and do everything. All right? I know what you're here for. You may get some reaction out of people. I'm going to go talk to them and let them know that you can be here and you can do this. It's just part of it. But as long as you don't start harassing no one or sticking it up anybody's face, I don't care, man. You're welcome to be here. So.
Right. But what do you...
Talk to them.
Right. So I'm not looking for anybody to harass me. I'm not looking for anybody to intimidate me.
But are you trying? You're trying to provoke a reaction out of people. So.
The sheriff completely misinterpreted Sean's intentions and reduced him down to a dumb YouTuber trying to get clicks. It seems he was incapable of comprehending First Amendment rights.
But he didn't do anything illegal, did he?
It's very concerning that you're the sheriff of this county and you don't. You could say he didn't do anything illegal. He didn't do anything illegal. Well, I would consider it harassment, so I would consider it illegal. If I did that to you, if I walked up to you, so if it's not illegal, I can walk up to you and get in your face, right?
Yeah. You don't bother me, but you're not going to do to other people.
Okay, but I didn't do it to him. He came up to me. You saw the video, Sheriff.
It is very commendable what Sean deals with all the time, having dealt with so many of the corrupt cops. It should be clear by now that they're not willing to change their ways or uphold the law.
But what about recording? What about recording is provoking anybody, Sheriff? Just recording in and of itself is not provoking.
Right here today?
My goal is to peacefully exercise my rights and to see how our public servants, including yourself, Sheriff.
See if you can provoke.
No. To see how they react to us
Like I said,
engaging
you
in
are
a
free to be
constitutionally
here,
protected
okay?
activity. It's
And I
scary
will
to me.
talk
You
to
took
my
an
employees
oath.
and let them
You are the
know.
sheriff of this county. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
I told you what
You're not going to have a civil conversation because one of your. It is. I'm not being argumentative. You're saying that I'm here provoking people, but you're not taking accountability for your officers who tried to provoke me and intimidate me.
That same sheriff and the correctional supervisor would later try to censor Sean's footage of that day, which is curious. If they didn't think they did anything wrong, then what are they so afraid of? Up next, we have an absolute Karen from hell who managed to become an officer and terrorize the local population.
There's no reason for you guys to put your hands on me and search me and do what you do because this is not Nazi Germany. This is the United States of America.
On September 12, 2018, the channel owner of San Joaquin Valley Transparency would be filming in public when a tyrannical policewoman set her eyes on him and decided to blow off some steam.
Videotaping? Facility?
Why are you videotaping the facility?
It's my own purposes.
What's going on?
I don't answer questions.
Do you have any ID on you, bud?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. We got a call for a suspicious person, okay? Because this is kind of suspicious behavior.
Okay, what crime do you suspect me committing?
So, before we act stupid, okay?
Is knowing your rights and filming while standing on a public sidewalk qualify as stupid to this cop?
Let's just talk about when you're standing in front of a facility that's a government building, and you're filming it like that, you caught the attention of the security guards, right? There might be some cause for concern for who you are and if you intend to do anybody any harm over here.
Well, I have no ill will.
All right, well, I can't take your word for it, okay?
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to identify yourself.
Well, do you know that we're standing in a public property?
That's fantastic.
And
I'm
unless
the
you're,
police, okay?
I understand.
I'm investigating something right now.
Okay,
I'm not
so
a
am I.
officer.
Now run away, everyone. We're dealing with Sherlock Holmes over here. She managed to perform an impressive feat and somehow gain the power to bypass the US Constitution, because obviously that is the only way that she can demand ID, right?
You should know that unless I'm being suspected of a crime, I don't have to provide ID.
Well, until I can determine that you are not committing a crime, I'm going to ask you for your ID.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to decline to that, ma'am. Do you have a what's your name and badge number?
You can decline. It's on my chest.
What's your name? I don't see your name in your chest.
Well, you haven't identified yourself to me either. So
I don't have to, ma'am. You're a government official. You're entitled to identify yourself.
Fantastic.
Had this cop ever heard of innocent until proven guilty? Or did she just walk into the station one day and steal a uniform?
Let's not make a bigger thing than we have to.
It's not. I'm just doing a lawfully protected.
Can you identify yourself as a journalist then?
I don't have to, ma'am. This is the United States of America. No, I don't,
I
ma'am.
think you need to review the laws.
Maybe you need to review the laws.
Nope.
Maybe you need to review the laws, ma'am.
Okay. What's gonna happen?
Do you have a
is-
supervisor?
What's gonna happen is you're gonna identify yourself. If you choose not to identify yourself, because now I've asked you about 4 times.
It is easy for anybody to act tough and correct if they have a whole crew to gang up on one person, as this thug was about to prove.
What's gonna happen?
Then this is gonna rise to the level of obstruction of justice because I have to figure out
What crime? What crime do you
You
suspect
won't tell
me?
me what you're doing here.
I already
Your
told you,
behavior
ma'am.
is highly suspicious.
I already told you,
There's
ma'am.
No, you're not explaining.
Can I speak to your
anything.
supervisor?
And if you simply identify yourself
Well, ma'am,
and explain what's going on here, then we don't have an issue.
I already
but I'm
told
gonna
you.
start to get aggravated
Well-
if you take up more of my time today. Do you understand?
well, ma'am,
Okay.
you're taking time for yourself. I'm a public citizen. I'm on a public sidewalk, recording a public building.
Now, if you are so easily angered simply because one guy with a camera won't immediately start kissing your feet, then maybe you shouldn't be a cop in the first place.
You to treat me, ma'am. Don't put your hands on me, ma'am. Don't put your hands on me. There.
Put you down for my safety.
Why are you, ma'am? Why are you? Am I being
Put
detained?
that down.
I'm,
You can't
ma'am.
have anything in your hands right now. Put that
I-
down. I'm ordering you to
I
put
do
that
not
out
consent
of
to
your
any
hand.
seizures or
Drop
searches.
that out of your hand now.
I do not consent to any seizures or searches.
That's fine. You don't have to.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Phone down. I don't want anything.
What time? What crime?
My safety.
Am I being
I'm asking
detained?
you to put that down.
She's patting you down for what?
I'm not
No
asking
problem.
you. I'm telling you.
Down for
I'm
what?
not
No
asking
problem.
you. I'm telling you.
being
I'm
detained?
asking you to put that down.
She's patting you down for.
This is what happens when you let a Karen into the police force. This lady thinks that by just being a cop, it means that she can play judge and jury with anyone she feels entitled to an answer from.
I guarantee you, you're gonna leave here before I do, and you're not gonna get my ID. I guarantee you, and you're burning me with your engine. You're burning me with your engine in my hand. Because this is for my safety, ma'am.
Hold your phone. Have a seat.
This is for my safety. Do you have any body cams? She's.
Have a seat.
I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. You failed to identify yourself as a government official. I demand for you to contact your supervisor right away.
I did not think it possible to be this big of a nuisance while being a police officer. She severely overestimated both her authority and capability.
What are you doing here today?
Sir, well, right now what we're doing is wasting our taxpayers' money and harassing a good citizen that's only gathering some content for a story. There's no reason for you guys to put your hands on me and search me and do what you do because this is not Nazi Germany. This is the United States of America. And I will be filing a formal complaint on you and you will be hearing from me. I promise. Sir?
Do you have an ID on you?
Sir? I do have an ID. I don't have it on me, and with all due respect, you should know that unless I'm being suspected of a crime, I do not have to provide that information. And
This man really set the record straight when it came to these officers behaving more like a tyrannical street gang than law enforcement.
We can do this very simply. We just want to make sure Verify who you are, okay? What you're doing is engaging in suspicious activity. We got called here.
So I'm being detained.
We're talking.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you're being
On the suspicion of what crime?
We're investigating that right now.
Then you have no authority of detaining me. This should be a consensual. This should be a consensual conversation. No, what's your name and badge number, sir?
Here's the thing.
Listen, you don't speak for him. What's your name and badge number? I appreciate that, sir.
The worst part about this whole incident is that these officers, self-admittedly, don't even know what they're doing. They're just following along on the fact that this one Karen cop's ego was hurt. Up next, we have another audit case, this time gone horribly wrong with a highly illegal move used against the auditors.
Are you going to allow him to violate my rights this way?
He's telling you what to do. He's telling you.
On April 18th, 2018, another video by San Joaquin Transparency was uploaded, highlighting his experience at the Kern County Building for Jury Services in California, where he received shockingly unprofessional treatment from law enforcement.
Did we help you?
Yeah, I was just trying to get some information on jury services and
You
stuff.
have to turn the camera down. You're not allowed to record in the court building.
Is this public access though?
No.
It's not.
No, this is an official court building, so you're not allowed to record it. So I have to ask if you turn it off.
Well, it didn't actually say a sign outside.
Well, this is a court building.
Okay,
and
so
I'm gonna ask one more time if you wouldn't mind turn it off, and I'm happy to answer your question.
okay,
No,
my question is this: so if the
please,
public,
please turn it off, and then I'll answer your question.
well,
Okay.
actually,
I gotta warn you one more time.
you can warn me a million times, brother, but it doesn't say that I can't record in here.
What is with these public government employees and their extreme phobia from being filmed by the public?
But what I'm asking is this public access?
No.
This is not public access.
No, this
So
is
if
for jurors.
if the public needs access to find out about jury services, they can't come in. They have to stay outside
Jurors
of the
that are
court.
summons, yes, can come in for jury duty, but if you have a camera, you're not allowed to bring it in.
But it doesn't say that outside.
It's a court building. You're not
Are you the
allowed.
supervisor?
Yes, I am. So I'm gonna ask one more time. Please turn the camera off, and I'm happy to answer your question.
Well, I just had one simple question, man.
Okay, turn the camera off, and I'm happy to answer.
I like how even after blatantly contradicting himself, the supervisor still doubled down on his position. It just goes to show it was never about following the rules, but simply waging an ego battle.
I'm just doing a story, man, like for information to help people get information, like you know what I mean? How to deal with jury services and court services and stuff like that. It just seems odd that you're willing to answer a question, not on camera, but.
Maybe the supervisor was just feeling like a little shy princess that day. But unfortunately for the auditor, though, things were quickly about to go downhill.
No, we don't understand, because if it's publicly accessible, we're allowed to go in and film in any corridor, lobby. Because why?
There's private information in there. So if you walk in there, people are getting selected for a jury trial, right?
Right, yeah.
They get picked and they're on a jury trial.
Right.
Private information. So if you know people that are possibly on a jury and you're filming it, that's private information. So
Now this would be a sound argument except for one issue. This would still apply even if he didn't have a camera, given the fact that he still has two eyes that can still potentially see who is on a jury.
Well, I can go into any public accessible area. In the court. Sure I can. Sure I can. And first of all, there's no juries in there right now for personal information.
well, I'm telling you, you can't. You understand?
No, I don't.
So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna call our attorney.
No. I'll tell you what you're gonna do.
Oh, you're gonna tell me what I'm gonna do?
If you want to call your attorney, go ahead.
We're gonna call our
But if
attorney.
all you're gonna do is not listen to what I'm saying,
Okay, do I have to listen to what you're saying?
yes,
Why is
you
that?
do. Because
You're
I'm
my boss? You're my dad?
If
Are
that's
you
what
put me
you
on your
think.
taxes? No.
Dude, if you want to go in there, listen.
The security guard became increasingly frustrated with the fact that the two auditors wouldn't just simply roll over for him, and unfortunately for them had to face consequences for it.
Don't talk to me in my ear like that, dude. Dude, he can't touch me. Listen. He can't touch me. He can't touch me like that.
We're giving you a choice.
Hey,
right
record
now,
this.
all right?
Uh-huh.
You cannot record in there.
Okay.
If you record in there, you will be arrested. You understand?
Yes, yeah, well, I understand, man, but I'm already outside, dude. Look at this. I'm already outside. And
What-
he's
what are
twisting
you
my
guys
hand.
doing here?
Dude, don't twist my arm like that, dude. You're hurting me. Please, you're hurting me. Look, I'm not.
Well,
I'm not.
Story is right now on how public
Dude, you're hurting me. Please let go a little bit.
violate a First Amendment.
Dude, I'm here in a peaceful protest, bro.
And you're going to be He said it.
When all else fails for these officers, they all quickly just resort to physically suppressing any citizen with a spine to stand up against them. And what is even more ridiculous was that none of this even took place inside the building they were so willing to protect.
Okay, man, that's fine, dude, but you're about to break my arm, man. There's no need for that.
Go put your cameras in your vehicle.
Officer, what's your name and badge number, please?
So what are you guys gonna
Can you
do?
what is it? Can you help out this situation right here? Look, I'll get off the property, dude.
He's a first responder. I do what he's
So he's gonna are you gonna allow him to violate my rights this way?
He's telling you what to do. He's telling you to go
And
back to the
I agreed that I would do it.
No,
I'm gonna go out.
What are you gonna do then? You didn't agree to anything. You're just
I told you that I would get off the property and call my attorney, bro.
After you told me, I'm gonna tell you.
just told you that.
Dude, I
Are
just
you guys
It seems no matter what they said at this point, these officers were only interested in satisfying their own bloodlust.
Do you have a card? I need a card from every single one of you guys, man.
Our department doesn't issue them to us.
Okay. Walter's badge number what?
863.
863.
Like I told you, you guys
Finley.
are welcome to come in here. It is accessible to the public. Just
No
without
body
cameras.
cams on you guys?
Look, do you see anything?
I'm off the property. Now I'm on public. Now I'm on public, bro. I'm
on a
on
public
public
sidewalk.
property, bro. Why don't you know the First
We're on a
Amendment,
public
man?
Sidewalk.
Why don't you know the
Now
First
you're trying
Amendment,
to say
dude?
we're on your property still?
If you guys want to leave,
You fucking hurt my
We did
arm, bro.
leave.
You fucking hurt my arm. I'm gonna file a lawsuit against you.
Sidewalk. And you're
Of course, they had no body cams on them. They wear the county symbol on their uniform, yet continuously work against the county public, all while making sure that no one can hold them accountable.
Hey, man, can you stay in between him and I, please? I don't feel safe around that guy, dude. Hey, Felipe. Hey, dude. I'm in Bakersfield. I just got assaulted by an officer.
No, you said it's not open to the public.
Officer Moreno,
Don't change
dude.
your words.
He
I got
fucking
it
grabbed
on
me by my arm, twisted it. He tried to break it, dude. And he took me to the sidewalk.
the camera. It is public accessible without the camera.
I am in Bakersfield, California, at the County of Kern Jury Services. 1661 Truxton.
Let's just hope their attorney pulls through and manages to make these public servants pay for their incredibly contradictory anti-public attitudes. So with that being said and done, we have reached the end of today's case. Please consider showing your support by liking this video and make sure to subscribe to stay informed about future cases like these. Also, if you enjoyed this video, check out the next video right here.